It's on me. Why did you do that?
Oh, it's already on you?
Flip it.
What is up, Copy Squad? This is dangerous. I told you push the reverse camera button.
I panicked.
Turn it around. What's up, Copy Squad? Look, I had my girlfriend do this while I drove, so that would be safer.
Oh.
And she hands me the phone as soon as we go live. Oh my God, take it. What? Okay. So, wow, we call that a pattern interrupt, all right? That's just, I just broke your normal expectations for what happens at the beginning of a video.
I gasped. I was so scared.
Okay, so I'm cruising around Delray Beach, Florida. My sister and my brother-in-law are visiting. You guys want to be in the video?
Do it, you're in it.
Yes, you don't have a choice. So anyway, that's kind of the cool thing about being a copywriter. And I'm also remote now, so I don't really have to go anywhere or do anything. I generally only have to spend like a couple hours a day really hammering on the keys, and then I can kind of do whatever I want. Like right now I'm showing them around, which is really cool. But I have to go live and talk to you today. So what we're going to cover today is urgency. And I had it in my mind that I was going to set this up as this very urgent message, but then my girlfriend ruined it. She handed me the phone while I was driving.
Your mom said LOL.
Okay, so basically, talking about urgency, and I just took a wrong turn too. This isn't working at all. I should have just done this somewhere I was sitting. So anyway, is urgency that important? So I was working on my book last night, right? I got a book coming out about the 4 pillars. You got my hand in there?
Yeah.
The 4 pillars of copywriting: new, easy, safe, and big. Okay, those are the 4 most important, most fundamental things that you must prove in a piece of copy if you want people to go nuts and buy all your stuff. If you can just communicate those messages, it doesn't really matter what you say, as long as the message communicated is that it is something is new, safe, easy, or big, people will buy it. It will just naturally stir their emotions. They will go nuts. And then I got to the section. So basically, what the book's going to do is teach you how to translate copy so that you don't. I have so many pivot points. The how to write copy, just the phrase how to write copy is basically a lie. Like, it doesn't make sense because it's like teaching someone how to speak Spanish. Copywriting is a professional language. It's the language of salesmanship, but you're doing it in writing. So I don't teach someone how to write Spanish. You teach them the Spanish language, okay? And that's what I'm going to do for you in this book. Learn the language of copywriting so that you can just make the words flow naturally because you speak the language. So I get to the part at the basically breaking down how to translate every line of a piece of copy. That's what the book's going to teach you how to do, so that you will recognize these things immediately and what they are truly trying to convey. And it's usually that something's new, easy, safe, or big. Okay, so I get to the end, and now urgency becomes a thing. Urgency is definitely important in the headline. We cover the 4 U's on my YouTube videos: urgent, ultra specific, useful, and unique. But urgency is not one of my pillars of copywriting. And I thought for a moment, like, have I made a mistake? Do I need to go back and add urgency and make it the 5th pillar of copywriting? And I sat there with that thought for a minute, like, because that was actually like a big thing. It's going to really change my fundamental core message. It's going to change the fundamental message of the book. Like, should I change this and put urgency as a 5th pillar of copywriting? The verdict: no, it's not. And the reason I don't think that urgency is a 5th pillar of copywriting is because I have another analogy for what urgency is and the way it functions. And that is, you should think of urgency like hot sauce, right? So imagine that you're eating something delicious, all right? You got a whole meal, and the meal is comprised of all the fundamental things, right? You need like the core stuff, like your veggies, your meat, potatoes, unless you're vegan or something, I don't know. So you've got your different portion sides. That is the 4 pillars, right? So you've got new, easy, safe, and big. That's your big. That's the bulk of your meal. Then hot sauce, because you like hot sauce or whatever, Taco Bell taco sauce or whatever. You splash that on, right? You can't survive on hot sauce. You could survive on a bland meal, but you can't survive on just a diet of hot sauce. So essentially, that's where urgency is. That's where urgency comes into play. Urgency is something you sprinkle in, but it is not something I want you, or you should, weave into every line of copy. It is something you kind of like remind them of. You kind of nudge them. Oh yeah, by the way, this opportunity ends soon. oh, by the way, urgency deadline. Oh, by the way, urgency date. Okay? And it's definitely one of those things that it is kind of like its own standalone thing. Whereas being able to convey that something is new or big or safe, you can do that in a myriad different ways. There's a million different lines and strategies to create that message like on command. And when you speak the language of copywriting, you can do it just like that, man. I can tell you just off the top of my head how to describe something as new or fascinating or something like that. But urgency is a little bit different. If you sit there and hammer urgency over and over and over, the way you could hammer easy, new, safe, or big, then you're going to get your customers to bounce on you. They're going to just leave. You're going to come across as scammy, very pushy, very aggressive, and they're not going to like it. That's going to lose you sales. So don't make urgency one of your pillars. Instead, treat it like hot sauce. You splash that shit in there every once in a while. Now, I did go as far as to even create an alter ego for urgency. So for our 4 pillars, each has an alter ego. New's alter ego is only. If something's new and I can make it exclusive to me, that amplifies newness' power. If something is safe, Safe's alter ego, think of it like Safe as Clark Kent. Its alter ego would be Superman. This alter ego of Safe would be predictable. If I can tell you something is safe, meaning that it's insured, like we know this is going to happen, then I show you a pattern, a predictable pattern that always seems to come to pass. I just amplified the safety. Okay, the last thing, number 3, not the last thing, but the next thing, number 3 would be easy. If I tell you something's easy, it's a push button, doesn't require a lot of your effort, cool, that's great. But then I tell you that anybody can do it, and I can demonstrate like an old person who's never traded a stock in their life and never seen a computer can trade this stock with ease, prove to you that anybody can do it. I've amplified that level of easiness. So easy becomes even more powerful. The last thing, big. I tell you can get 100% richer. I can tell you get 100% stronger. You look 100% younger, anything like that. Big's alter ego is fast. I can tell you can become 100% stronger tomorrow. Now Big becomes stronger. So urgency has an alter ego. Long-winded way to tie back to urgency. Urgency's alter ego is scarcity. Now, they are not the same thing. Urgency is act now, this won't last long. The date, once November 22nd passes, this whole opportunity will be gone forever. That's urgency. Scarcity is a limit to quantity or supply. I only have 200 tickets available. I only have 400 copies of this book. There's only 300 seats at this event. That's scarcity. So if I say, hey man, you've got until November 22nd to get in. And by the way, I only have 25 seats available. So I've just taken the urgency, hurry, 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 and I've amplified it by limiting the quantity. So now you have an amplified version of urgency. But again, urgency is not a 5th pillar of copywriting. Urgency is a thing that you could circle back to as you're reiterating like your big promise or reiterating your opportunity, and you remind them of it. But do not try to weave it into like every element of your copy where you will come off very aggressive, very pushy, and people will bounce on whatever it is you're talking about or saying. Okay, Caitlin, do we have any questions or anything in the comments right now?
Someone asked if you're drinking and driving.
I am not. Who asked if I was drinking and driving?
I don't know.
Well, you can look at the screen with your eyes. That's why I gave you the phone.
Fraser? Wiley?
Fraser. Oh. No, Fraser.
Your mom said
this is America. They don't let us do that here.
Your mom said he would never do that.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks for watching my life. Okay. All right. Let me actually make a quick plug. I forgot to do this whole live. I was lots of distractions when you're living and driving. I'm writing a book on these 4 pillars that I was just describing to you, and I'm also writing a book explaining why urgency is some hot sauce shit that you want to sprinkle into your awesome meal. The book, I don't have a title for it yet. I'm in the process of writing it right now. I don't have a sales page for it or anything. What I can offer you is you can write in the comments the words "I want," and that way I can try to follow up with you and like send you a message or something when the book is released. And if you want to take it one step further and ensure that you are notified in some way that the book is reaching its completion, you can go to kylethewriter.com/swipe. Okay, that's going to be my email list page, but it does also give you my entire copywriting swipe file with all my notes attached and everything, totally for free. Other copywriters charge literally, I don't want to name names, but I've seen people charge like thousands of dollars to access their top secret swipe file. No, bullshit. It's sales letters I found online. I marked them up, giving them to you for free, just because I love you so much. All I ask, sign up for the email list. Let me notify you when the book's ready. You buy that book, we'll be even Stevens, man. I'm giving you the swipe file for free. If someone could write in the comments for me, kylethewriter.com/swipe. That would make it much easier on me. All right, that's all I've got, unless there's more questions. Anybody got any comments, questions, anything? We're going to have to sign off here in a minute. Pulling into Starbucks, I'm going to upload this bad boy to YouTube for folks who couldn't catch it live. Anything?
All clear.
All right, Copy Squad, thanks for tuning in. That's urgency and hot sauce and scarcity. Wait. Ah, damn it. Kate, you can't never be the camera holder again. There's a third point I wanted to make. Qualification.
I'm busy holding the camera.
I know, you're so burdened right now. Okay, qualifications, one other thing I forgot to make. Okay, you can actually spice this stuff even more. There's one extra step you can throw in there. It's called qualification. You do this in like your close. So when you're doing your urgency and scarcity, you say, hurry now, you got this date to act. If you don't act by now, you lose this shot, okay? Not only that, I only have 100 tickets. If you don't get one of these tickets, you lose your shot. But, and this is where qualification comes in, because that's push, 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 right? I told you urgency makes you seem very pushy and aggressive. You immediately pull, all right? So you push, push, push. The next thing you say, but this offer is not for everybody. I will only take people who are serious. I will only take skilled copywriters to accept my book. Now, anybody can give me their whatever dollars I charge for this book. I'll take the dollars. But, so yeah, you do urgency, all right? Urgency is like a pseudo pillar. You tag it the alter ego of scarcity, and then you immediately pull back with qualification. You qualify the reader and say, hey man, if you aren't willing to put in the work, if you aren't willing to invest in yourself and pay for this course, if you aren't willing to go, it's some sort of challenge. If you aren't willing to do that, get the hell out of here. Get off my sales page. I don't even want you as a customer. That's qualification. And that was one of the points I wrote on my notebook for my girlfriend to remind me about. All right, that's all I've got. Any questions so far? If not, thanks so much for tuning in, Copy Squad, and I will catch you tomorrow. Peace. You gotta push the end button.